welcome to another Craft Roulette process video. And let's just review what we have going on today. Basically, we are doing Craft Roulette 166. Parameters are a small bag as the project type, wheel as an element, rainbow as a color scheme, which is interesting. I've seen a lot of people trying to do rainbow colors, and really to me rainbow as a color scheme is like any color you want. Although probably more vibrant versus muted. Anyway, and then shimmer, which we have lots of things that are shimmery. So I wanted to try a new style of process video where I do a lot of the pre-work off camera just to make these videos a little more on point. But let me just walk you through what I did. I got my Cricut and I just made a sentiment, and then because I wanted a summer vibe sentiment and there wasn't one in the stamp set that these come from, which is the J'adore one, which hopefully I'm not ruining French. Anyway, uh, so this is just made in Design Space. I think I've done a couple tutorials on like how I do this, but basically you just find your writing font and then do an offset to whatever size you want. These are from J'adore. Coloring wise, the lighter red here is our 20 from Ohuhu. And then there's Warm Gray 3 is the tires and the handle and the metallic elements. And then the red part of the bag is made out of R2 and R4 blended together. Um, I like how this came out. It looks very uh, the whole J'adore stamp set is very sort of graphic arts, fashion sketching to me, so that's why I kind of went with that theme. Anyway, the moped are all those colors, and then I used the three colors from the Artful Angel Copic Club blend of the month, which are, I guess, from darkest to lightest. We have B29, B05, and then B32, which, as you can tell from the numbering, are not exactly the same ink, but blend well together. As you can see there, it's a really nice color palette. I left these mostly separate. The dark blue here is a blend of the two darker shades, but these other colors are slightly blended, but are mostly just the pure color to sort of give it more of a, I wanted to have more of a graphic arts kind of feel. And then from Make It Iced Please, which if you saw my box project I've been using quite a bit of lately because it's a really cool pad from Not Too Shabby. I grabbed this particular paper, which had a lot, like I feel like a lot of the people that are drawn in the Not Too Shabby work have sort of a fashion illustrating bent to them. And then I just grabbed a glitter card base because I thought um, with all the fashion illustration, I wanted to leave the sort of the card itself feeling more like a fashion illustration, so like a flatter look. And I tried this with gold as well and a teal, but I feel like the dark blue really kind of echoes the jeans and the dark blue here and kind of looks good together. I am going to use wet glue to put this together because particularly the glitter card base is a little not dry adhesive friendly. Of course, you could always use this side. I don't know, this whole paper pad I really like. I am sad it is gone for the moment, but here's hoping it gets brought back in some capacity. I want to pick up the poolside pad, which is also very much my vibe and nothing to do with this. Um, as usual, make sure you know which direction your card opens, although for the purposes of photographing your projects, that doesn't really matter, even if you glue it on crooked. So I'm just going to burnish this down. I'm going to be a little more careful with this layer. Again, I am using just a paper glue versus a strong glue because I've had pretty good luck with it in the past. But because this is paper, but because the surface is a little bit rougher, I find the wet glue works better. And let's just put this together. The idea too with the bigger sentiment here was that this is kind of a busy paper, so I wanted it to be a little more, I don't know. I wanted something that would be a little more, break it up a little bit, I guess is what I'm saying. I like this centered. I really did like the idea of sort of this bag sort of hanging off. I guess what we could do is, I kind of like this, just having the bag here. maybe a little to the side to just have sort of the idea that the moped is kind of moving through. I really like that. I like how that looks. Okay, so I think we can just glue all this stuff down. This here, since I have my glue out, I'll use it. As you can see, I misstamped as per my usual when I forget to stick down the MISTI with a magnet. Oops. Um, but I do feel like now that Design Space supports these offsets, like it is just super easy to make any kind of sentiment you want. And this particular stamp set had a bunch of like French sentiments, which I think is great and very sort of on point for it. But I wanted something more a little more generically summary. Now you could actually have this look like the moped is go like all the way off or coming into frame. I kind of like it. I kind of like the whole thing centered personally, but obviously there's a lot of options here. The only thing that's a little bit unfortunate is there's a lot of great detail in this stamp, and you can't really see it any place that I've put navy, which I guess I should actually see what that color is called. Let's do that while we let this sit for a second. It's probably not really called navy. It's probably called something else. Ultramarine. Favorite paint color. Not shocking that I like it. You could do good vibes. I like good vibes, just sort of like that. I like it not obscuring a letter, but I do like it. I like it kind of to the side so you have a sense of movement. Like, you know, you have one of those, like, really sassy ladies of a certain age who's just, like, zooming around on her moped and doing a lot of shopping and just sort of enjoying life with aplomb. Anyway, that is pretty much Craft Roulette for this week. Let me know if you like the shorter style or don't. We're coming in at basically about 7 to 8 minutes, which I think is my ideal length for I just want to know how to make the project videos. But feel free to let me know what you think. I'm curious. I like longer style as well, so I'm kind of always in the middle. But thanks for checking it out, and I hope you have some summer vibes as well.